because you are in the Western world, then I felt because, look, Baba, on December, I was on the table with my friends, food everywhere. It got to a point I couldn't eat. I was sharing tears. Why? I was looking at myself because, like, I
if I didn't have that chance of leaving this place, I could just be like friends here.
So I was like, I'm a kind of person. I'm not good when people around me are not good. I'm not okay.
Like you can never be happy while you see the people around you actually like. I get it.
Exactly. So what I did with one of my friends this December is that I said, guy, let's just make some seasons business. Like we bought some growers, some chicken to grow and sell December. Did you know, Baba? We bought 200.
Okay.
We grew them. We did not sell 50. In December, we did not sell 50. 50, we didn't sell it.
Why?
Those because nobody buy it. They said no money. No money.
You know, I've said it many times on this platform too, that the problem in Nigeria is not that there is no food, but the affordability.
No money.
To bring money and say, okay, I want to buy, give me one Congo of Gary is the problem.
Yes. So I was like, and those chicken, they are still with my friend now.
Wow.
And the more they are consuming, the more expensive they will be. Of course, we have to keep feeding them. Look, and again, I want to say to your program, I think anybody that listens to your program, if he's not wise enough, they say a fool at 40 is a fool. Now is a fool at 30 is a fool forever. Can never be. Once you are a fool at 27, now you are a fool forever.
Like,
and again, because I work
at 20 and you enter 30, there is a chance that there is no saving grace for them, because that's a time that you're like never going to change anymore.
There are many things to talk. I can't even say too many things, but I just want to give you a very good times and thank you very much because you made me see things. I was once an AD when there was AD. I was into politics when I was in Nigeria. AD, the time of AD, you know. But so when I came to university,
the AD that time, they were the food soldiers of those who believed that they were doing it for our lower legacy. I'll be deceived.
Yes, but I realized one thing about me. Why I left politics was that I realized that I could not deceive people. I don't know how to lie to deceive. So when I realized I tried to so I like make I leave politics or make I just face my food budget. So that was how I left. So when I listen to it now, I see my friends, Baba, I see them, I say, all of them like looking haggard, old, wretched, but they are still following APC. But then in a nutshell, Baba, I really thank you because you opened my eyes and you make me see this in a different way. So anybody that listens to these programs, you always pay attention to not only politics, pay attention to everything around you. You get everything before anything happens. You know.
Yes.
I know this thing is not right.
You have the premonition, something that you can even just so that even if it's still going to affect you, somehow you can be in slight control of it. Than for something to smash you, and then you are now struggling to get back up because you are not aware.
Yeah, exactly.
Self-awareness is just beyond politics. It's about everything around us. Everything. Baba? You are a star.
Thank God.
I don't know why you are not getting through, but this one is golden.
I don't know.
This one that is golden. I really, really cherish it. Okay, thank you so much for sharing.
But I enjoy listening more than calling. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Nice one, Baba.
Thank you.
That's a very lovely one. I mean, I love that. That is my friend, Friday from Andorra. You know, I love all these places where look at the internet, right? Internet and the social media is the greatest invention of man. Honestly, it has more good than the evil that is also being perpetrated within it. It brings us closer. And it also brings us to closer enough that we can be actually a community that, you know, share love, respect, ideals. And even when we disagree, we still feel comfortable around ourselves. Because look at that. That's what the internet has done. Okay. And I always say it is the greatest invention of all man. I don't know if Charm will agree with me or not. Would you?
Kind of.
Kind of, right? Because if it's not this, I wouldn't know Charm. I wouldn't know a lot of beautiful people, amazing people out there. And a lot of you won't know me too, maybe differently. Again, it's kind of one of the greatest inventions of our time, if not the greatest. It will be one of them. So, Charm, you are awake this morning, yeah?
I'm awake. It is a good morning. Sorry, good afternoon because it's 2 o'clock, right?
It is 4 o'clock in the UK, just about 4 minutes to now, and that should be about 11 at yours, right?
Yeah, almost 11.
Almost 11. Good. So I have a few minutes to go. So yeah, let's share the great. I mean, let's share that time together. Then go on, Charm.
Yeah. So with regards to the internet, let me answer that question. You can't say to some extent. I think it's like a coin. There's two sides to, or even multiple sides to a coin. Actually,
that's right.
You know, on one hand, it allows you to reach audiences, an audience that you never have reached, you know, without the internet. On the other hand, there is a lot of evil that is perpetrated on the same internet. So I think, you know, the value of it is it's a bit of a toss-up between when you think about the evil that has gone on on the internet in terms of like pornography, you know, so many other, you know, evil in society.
Even revenge porn that we have witnessed, where, you know, you're right. There are many others, because even on this same internet, we have seen the ISIS recruited young people from all over the world.
Exactly. We've seen a lot of people that is perpetrated in the internet, but it's like every other tool in life. It's like the knife in the hand of a butcher is a beautiful thing to watch. In the arms of a psychopath, that's a whole different story, isn't it? So,
go on.
Yeah, so it's a piece of a toss-up. Anyway, I'm always listening to your show, you know that, and I like the person who spoke to the previous caller.
Right.
His story is
Friday.
Friday. His story is amazing, and in fact, it even inspires me. You know.
Look at you and I. Apart from speaking English and maybe Igbo, right? Igbo and English. What other language can you speak?
French. A little bit of French.
Oh dear. Then I'm just gonna keep it. I thought I was gonna have somebody that we, you know. How do you guys actually learn that? Because I mean, maybe
I was always good in French in school growing, you know. I won prizes in French, you know, and stuff like that. So I wasn't, you know, and I've always been
French
interested
too, right? But I do not remember anything of it that could make a sentence. So sad. But I think I remember. But you kind of taught French at some point, because even the person teaching me French, you know, when person is teaching you French and she's Hausa, and it's pretty much like using Hausa to teach French, you know. I remember we call her, we used to call her Mrs. Musesei. I can't remember the meaning, but that was one word that came out of an Hausa class. She teaches Hausa and French. How does that work? So that's why I didn't know it.
You know, some people are polyglots. They can learn, just, I think the only difference is like the tonation. How is it going to sound, you know, and things like that. But anyway.
Terrible one. I can never learn. And maybe in my another life, I've tried, but I won't say never, okay? I mean, if I actually want to, I think I can, right?
Exactly. And that's what Friday's story just, you know, it kind of like inspired me. Said there's nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it. If, like you said, you pay attention to yourself, you pay attention to your environment, you know, things like that. I think we kind of like overlook the importance of maybe just, you know, being quiet and paying attention to all of those things, your environment, yourself, you know, things that are going around you and things like that. And just having that disposition to grow and to be better, you know. So I think, like I said, I like what he said. It was very inspiring, and I think he has inspired me, you know, in a different direction this morning. I'm not going to talk too much about that.
I think you need to possibly like take time and digest that enough, because that means you have a connection to what he said, and
I absolutely did.
You know what I mean?
I absolutely did. I did. I had
and he said something about applying some things that he actually hear us discuss on here to his personal life in a way.
Exactly.
And that's
why I like listening to your talk, and I say that a lot of the times that you have a lot of people who listen to you, but I don't know if they exactly hear you, so because those are like two different skills, but I can tell that Friday really listens and he hears exactly what you're saying, and yesterday when I was hoping that you'd take calls yesterday, but I don't think there are lots of things going on in the background, so I didn't think it was going to be something you were going to do, right? I think once somebody commented and said, after you listed out, there's so many things, those figures, those numbers. Every time you list it out, it just breaks my heart. As in, I'm just like, this is just ridiculous. All of this money that's being spent, all of this money that have gone unaccounted for, all of these resources out of this country, and when is this going to stop?
Like, can you
And I
imagine what
think
they could have been used for, what they could have achieved?
exactly. Imagine the changes that could have been done in, for posterity, But unfortunately, we don't have leaders that are thinking past the moment, whether it's just the I don't know, the flex of just having all of that wealth and power. I don't know if they is even thinking past any of that, and it's really really heartbreaking. So I was really hoping we would have that urgent interaction with you that yesterday. Because once somebody posted and said that, that even like, after he posted all the figures and everything, but what's going on with Nigerians? Are they crazy? That this all of these numbers is supposed to make them angry and agitated. Yes, it is true that when you see all of these figures, when you see all of this money is being spent, all of the the ways that they have mismanaged the resources of the ways that they mismanage even the human capital in that country. Yes, it's enough to make you angry, and but the problem we have, and I think, is that majority, and in fact the figures that you put out today actually justify the comment I'm going to make now, is that a lot of people are ignorant about what the government is actually doing. Because again, you look at all these news outlets, and none of this news, and I'm not saying it to praise you, but I want you to understand the work that you're doing and how it's very different from what Nigerians are actually getting on a daily basis, right?
Like,
They're not
we
really
want people to hammer on this, people with bigger platforms. And sometimes they might say we are repetitive, like we always like to repeat and repeat that test. It's because you need to understand, like if I have to keep repeating 400 and something billion, 900 billion, this trillion and that billion, I keep saying again and again and again. I am trying to get you to imagine what that could do like if it is not being stolen.
The problem is that people are absolutely, totally ignorant, and they're blindly ignorant, and it's almost as if there's no chance of even them being aware that this is monies that should be for you. These are your resources. Unbeknownst to you, it does not belong to the government. It is not theirs to misappropriate. It's not theirs to squander and utilize in whatever way, fashion they deem fit. These resources belong to you. But the problem we have is that a lot of Nigerians, majority of them, and the figures that you put out today in terms of you talked about out of school children, those figures alone should actually break people's hearts. Because
like
what that means
is that if they can visualize it, we are talking about children here now. I haven't seen those figures. I mean, I didn't see these figures when I kept saying that. Are we actually thinking? Because we talk about poverty, right? We talk about people losing their jobs. We talk about all these things. Do we ever actually think about the children from those families? Do we think about these young people, even some of them who are currently roaming about today and then, sort of wandering about aimlessly all over the place as we speak, right? If you check the number, these are children of the people who have lost from what Nigeria has done to a lot of people. Okay, so if you are saying Nigerians, you have this social number of social people living in poverty, can you actually really mention the children? Can you find their number? And I'm glad that we have this figure now. So if people cannot picture this and see beyond these numbers and see human beings, children, I am a father, champ, okay? So if I look at this number and it says 92% children in Ebonyi. That should be scary. Okay, I've got family, I've got children in Ogun, right? Now, if they say 85.6% of children in Ogun State are living in multi-dimensional poverty, as adults are claiming, as adults are living without food, all right? Children are living with empty stomachs. But if people cannot picture that, I would have to probably go back to somewhere and learn how to make people see things than I am doing right now. Charm.
And exactly the work that you're doing. I'm not doing the work that you're doing, but I really appreciate the effort that you put into and all the detail that you actually, put into doing this work that you do. Because a lot of people, even like me, up until I joined your platform, I would say that I was largely even ignorant, outside of wanting like Nigeria to be better. I didn't know how bad. Do you understand? I can tell you, I didn't know how terrible it
was. It was just like the common one, like, oh, people deserve better. Government should do better. Like everybody will chorus. But when you begin to actually see the rot, man,
exactly,
you are there no longer asking them to do better. This time around, you are like more or less like, get rid of these guys. Please get rid of them.
Exactly. I'm of the opinion that we should get rid of every single one of them. Every single. But even more than getting rid of every single one of them is educating even the most ignorant one, because it's when you educate those ignorant ones as to exactly what it is that they are missing. Because as you were talking today, I was saying, how will you tell somebody to find something that they've not lost, something they did not know that they've lost? Do you understand? It's like me saying, tell me to find a bag that you not keep, that you not lose. Well, I'm not going to look for it. If you understand what I'm saying.
What are you talking about? What bag? Say your bag. You've lost your bag. No, I haven't. Your red bag. No, I've got no red bag. Because you are not aware that you've got it all. Probably, you will never be aware if you lost it if you are not told or shown.
If you're not told. And I think that's the problem that we have in Nigeria. You're asking Nigerians to go and fight for something that they absolutely have no idea that they need to be fighting for. So it's platforms like yours, and then we keep talking about how we need to magnify your platform, not only just magnifying your platform, but also for it to have like to be multilingual, so that Yoruba people, the most common Yoruba person can hear it, the most common Igbo person can hear it, the most common Hausa person can hear it, even all the other minority, all the other indigenous people in that
too. We can work
language. Also,
it's not that we are even talking about linguists and other linguistics and all that, right? So even if I can't for now present to every one of us a live presentation of all this variety of like languages and features, okay, I am already working on something that I could get indeed I could actually get some of my videos subtitled in some languages as well. So I'm writing a script on that. So maybe soon when I do the shooting, I'll put out the samples and I will seek opinions. Like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Then I'll work on that, okay? Promise.
Yeah, because I feel like if people know just the way that when you're talking about these figures, it's like you're stabbing my heart. I'm like, gosh, all this money, all these resources, everything is just like a knife. You think about everything that could be accomplished with even a fraction of the resources, if only people in power actually understood what it is that they're supposed to be doing, because they themselves are ignorant. My father was an economist, and he used to say to me that we don't have a bourgeoisie. The bourgeoisie are people who actually make things happen, right? If a bourgeoisie were to, say, dump his stocks, right, it's going to have an impact because he creates wealth, right? So, but when you're being governed by peasants, right, and I'm sorry to use such a hard word, but when you're being governed by people who do not have the ability or the knowledge with regards to creating wealth, you will have something like Nigeria happening. They don't know how to create wealth, and that's why they don't know how to create wealth. They don't know how to utilize human capital and things like that. That is why we have the situation that we have in our country right now. We're not being ruled by people. Yes, forget. They tell you Elumelu went to Harvard for 3 seconds and this and that. They are part of the problem. Either they are also, if you say that they are smart, but they are not very patriotic, or they are not They're
I
not.
think I just try and call them criminals, Charm, okay? You see, I said something yesterday as well, right? About the Nigerian elites. I am so mad at them, okay? Like, you are elite for goodness sake. Look at your country, look at your state, look at your environment, look at where you come from. So it's pretty much like a graveyard that you guys are just vultures who go there and see any freshly dead body or hovering around, waiting for those ones who are burying the dead for them to fall dead too, so that you can hit them. Because what kind of elite will have a country that has no electricity, but you have billions? Okay. What kind of a country will have a system where the ruling class they are friends too, and you are comfortable that your country is going down the drain, and somehow, what you care about most is how much money you can make from that.
And how much
dirty, you know?
Yeah, how much money you can make from people pain and suffering. You know, that's what they do. Because and that's where, you know, like again, platforms like yours are very critical. Going down to the grassroots and informing people, because I feel like if people were to understand the depth of how much they've stolen from them, not just in terms of money, in terms of even people's dreams and futures and things like that. Somebody said that Nigeria is a dream killer. Nigeria is not even a dream killer. We don't even have dreams. We can't dream. For you to be a dream killer, you have to have the ability to dream, and then you can say you can kill. You can't even dream. So we're not even. To become a dream killer, I think that one is even.
That means you are killing. I mean, you have people who have dreams. So somebody asked me the other day, what is Nigerian? I think I've also asked you this before. I don't know if you remember, or maybe not you directly or everybody. I said, does anybody know? We all know about American dream, okay? Because they say the dreamers in America are mostly the illegal immigrants who knows that once they are in, eventually, okay, they will be fixed and they will become Americans and they can achieve all their dreams. The Americans have their own dreams too, right? And they say the American dream. An average American will tell you what an American dream is, okay?
Yeah.
And that's the dream they cherish, something they want to do in their teenage, in their adulthood, and in their old age. They will tell you their dreams. Charm,
yeah.
Do you know Nigerian dream at all?
We don't have a Nigerian dream.
No?
Even if you want to dream, or your dream will be, please let me see the next day.
Right.
You know, and that is not a dream.
I can't even dream to say I want to one day become, to take my turn and be president, because that's far-fetched, isn't it?
I think that's just a nonsense if you're saying you want to be president, especially.
No, I'm just saying, like, a young American can tell you that I want to grow up and become a president. Okay, not because he will necessarily be one, but he believes
put themselves on that trajectory to become president. You know, there are things that they will have to start doing from even when they're in high school to college and things like that. I'll put them on that trajectory to potentially, worst case scenario, end up in the Senate. You know, but they will get there.
Like, you will see that from their schools, so he's already joined the league and the rest of that. And before you know it, he's already interning at the age of 17. He's interning for a senator from his state. And before you know it, it's already, you know, not in Nigeria, okay, where we have 40-year-old who want to be PA and essays, politicians. Was right?
It's ridiculous, you know. But like I said, I think for me, my call today really is, I mean, there's a lot of information that you put out there, and I really appreciate what the amount of detail that you go into when you're doing this, your talks and everything. But I think we need to start, even if it's just putting out billboards there, information out there, and telling Nigerians, listen, in every language possible, you are being robbed, you are being killed, you have no future. As long as you have this group of people in power, they are killing you slowly and quietly, and you are not even aware of it. You are actually, if you're saying you're afraid to die, you're already dead, because what they are doing is doesn't ensure that you will have life tomorrow. No. You can fall sick, go to the hospital, there's nothing there in the hospital, you will die. There's no situation. You will go out there, you will get killed, you will get kidnapped, you will die. So if you're afraid of dying, you're already dead. You're already like the Walking Dead. They're already, and they don't care. They don't care about you. So it's time for you to start caring. I don't understand the level of, but again, like I said, part of the problem is this ignorance, this stark ignorance that we have in Nigeria, in the grass, even down in the grassroots level. Because we'll talk about Senegal. Senegal was able to achieve what achieve, because I feel like largely they were very informed. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew how they were going to go about, and there was no backing down, right? But the problem we have in Nigeria is that even the common man thinks it's okay for government to give you palliatives. No. Palliatives will never be anything.
Thank you very much for this morning.
Yeah.
I hope we would have another wonderful time in the next few hours. That will be in the evening, okay? Thank you so much for this. And see me well to
Thank you, Mario.
Yeah, see me well to the kids. So you have a good one. That's Lady Charm, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take a break from this, and I will return later this evening, okay? There's going to be a replay after this broadcast. You can watch that. That's from last night. We will see again later tonight. You have a wonderful day.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.